Welcome back to News Radio 590 KLBJ, 99.7 FM and on your AM dial at 590. Also everywhere at newsradioklbj.com. Let's give them the business this morning. Texas is the second most desired housing market for foreign buyers, but that money has decreased nationally over the last few years. That according to a new report from the National Association of Realtors. The NAR chief economist, Lawrence Yun, he said that foreign investment is slowing down to a tight inventory in the U.S., but that it opens up more space for domestic buyers. He spoke with KVUE News.
One may even say that the fewer presence of foreign buyers was not a bad thing because it gave the domestic buyers a little better chance at this limited inventory condition.
Now, who's interested in Texas? Well, buyers from Mexico at a rate of 42%. India, 13%. Entities from Canada, 4%. China, 7%. Colombia, 5%. It was during the 2023 regular legislative session that Senator Lois Kohlhorst, a Republican from Brenham, she authored a bill that would prohibit real estate purchases by government agencies, companies, and citizens of China, Iran, North Korea, and Russia. The company that owns Olive Garden, the Longhorn Steakhouse, and other chains has agreed to buy Austin's original Tex-Mex chain, Chuy's. It still comes both for restaurant companies that have been struggling with a downturn in customer traffic due to customer concerns, inflation, and things like that, according to the Associated Press. In a $605 million transaction for the restaurant chain, Darden said it wanted to acquire all of the outstanding shares of Chuy's. And Chuy's was formed here in Austin back in 1982, and they have more than 101 restaurants in 15 states. It is 5:51, and with a look at your money, here's reporter Jessica Etchinger.
Wall Street opens this morning after the NASDAQ sold off as chip stocks sold off. There was some profit taking, and some comments from both the Biden administration and former President Donald Trump did not help the chip industry. The NASDAQ was down more than 2%. It's still up 20% so far this year, while the Dow soared yesterday, and it closed above 41,000 for the first time.
When you get a super strong momentum surge and a very broad rally like we've seen in the last several days, it usually has positive implications if you look out a month, 3, 6 months in terms of further upside. But often it means you just can't kind of pencil in this same trend, and there's going to have to be a little bit of give and take under the surface.
CNBC's Mike Santoli. Amazon's Prime Day 2-day sale, likely a record event for revenue.
Shoppers spent $7.2 billion the first day alone. That was up nearly 12% from last year, according to Adobe. And they expect total sales for the 2-day event around $14 billion, or a 10.5% increase year on year.
CNBC's Kelly Evans. Final estimated numbers from Adobe later today. But the Better Business Bureau notes it was ripe for scammers, with scam emails that looked like they were from Amazon, fake Amazon websites, and more. Home builders started construction on more apartment buildings last month and fewer single-family homes.
Multifamily was really the driver in this month. It was up 22% month to month. Still down, though, 23% year over year. And that's because record supply came onto the market both last year and this year. And we are seeing a softening in multifamily rents. They're actually down year over year and have been for the last several months. Single-family starts, though, we're actually down month to month. We did see the average on the 30-year fixed well over 7% for all of June.
CNBC's Diana Olick.
It's looking like this is the summer of chicken.
Well, beef prices are higher so far this summer, up by 10% on average. So this is simple. There's more demand and less supply. That's why beef is higher. But beef prices could be coming down for next year, or at the very least for 2026.
We're at the lowest levels of cattle in something like 50 years. From where we were last year, we're in a better position. You know, the conditions seem to be in place that we should start to be seeing some improvement in the cattle herd.
Bank of America's Peter Galbo on CNBC. Now, since beef is more expensive, and by the way, pork is too, you're now in the summer of chicken.
Chicken prices are down relative to where they were, and that seems to be the best deal for consumers, at least at this point.
On today's watch list, we get earnings from Netflix, Domino's Pizza, and Taiwan Semi.
That is reporter Jessica Ettinger. Texas shrimpers, they say they're facing the perfect storm, and they're pleading for help.
This crisis has become an emergency due to a perfect storm of rising costs and decreasing shrimp prices due to the massive influx of farm-raised imports.
The vast majority of shrimp sold in stores and at restaurants comes from overseas. Chris Laundrie, who heads the Texas Shrimp Association, says he believes in capitalism, but the current system is not a free market.
We have numerous regulations that we have to comply with. Meanwhile, these shrimp importers are flooding the U.S. market and circumventing these laws.
He's pleading for help from the state, saying their industry, which has a $500 million a year economic impact, is in danger of dying. Michael Board, TSN News.
It is 5:54. Stay with us. Got traffic and a forecast all straight ahead and more business news on my LinkedIn page at Todd Jeffries. It is 5:54.
The Todd and Oz Show.